This video is sponsored by the Design Mechanism, the makers of Mithras. Mithras is a registered trademark of the Design Mechanism Inc., used with permission. All rights reserved.
All rights reserved, and we are here. Yeah. Only 3 minutes past 7. That must be a record. Why does Purdy have 2 of 2 on over her? Do you see it on the screen? She has a bar over her head. Do you see that?
Green bar?
A green bar, yeah.
Yeah, I do see that.
I'm trying.
I assumed that was her insult, like, capacity. You had to actively insult one of us.
Just give me 1 minute, and I'll destroy the HP bar.
Yeah. It's actually her action points.
Oh.
But I can't seem to get. Why is that bar showing?
Classic Purdy move. It's just what she does. She does these antics.
Well, I use.
I'll tell you why.
I use the
knowledge trauma.
I use it to sort of like, so I know how many action points she's got left, but it shouldn't have. Oh, there you go. It's gone now. I have it on the green, in the green circle, if that makes sense. The green circle has her action points in it. And then the red circle on mine has the number of the mod, so opponent. So if I've got 5 guards attacking you, the red has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I know which one is which. So hello everyone, we are all back, we're all here. The real Mr. Pickles is here. Thank you whoever did the dice, that's helpful. Yeah, we're all back to play another M Space RPG. So it's a role-playing game set in the outer reaches of space. The party are searching for an underground facility at the moment that is creating some sort of pharmaceutical product that is actually capable of terraforming a whole planet, wiping out what is already living there. And they're being employed by another company from an operative of the company of Safe Haven called Angel Bright. They had a rough adventure last time. They managed to deal with some trailer trash, I think is the correct word for it. With Newman trying out his automatic or full auto fire on his shotgun, which was quite interesting. And we also had our first explosion of the game. Luckily, Minsk managed to slam the door, which shielded him for most of the blast. But yeah, things are getting a little bit hot in the adventure at the moment. But before I say any more, I'm going to pass over to the players so they can tell you who they are and who they will be playing this evening. And we go, well, in this session, because it's not evening where you are, Mr. Pickles, isn't it?
It's quite bright right outside this window.
Yeah. Is it morning? Yeah,
it's 11 a.m. over here.
Oh, right. Yeah. And Captain Kangaroo, are you in the same place or is it different time zone?
Same house. I'm actually, see that doorway? You take it to the right. I'm right there.
Oh, right. Just on the opposite side, in the adjoining bedroom. How sweet.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, Mr. Pickles, introduce yourself and your character. Off you go.
I am Mr. Pickles, and I play Zach Newman, which is our team's ex-law enforcer. He's sort of the tough guy. He has a lot of strength, but he's not particularly large in size. I like to imagine he's sort of built like Mark Wahlberg. He's the one equipped with the most dangerous weapons in this group. He loves his shotgun, which, as Inwell said, has done a bit of damage, especially when you go full auto with it. You do a lot of damage and almost kill the people we're trying to protect. Zach is really knowledgeable about how crime works and general connections. He has a good streetwise skill. He has a little bit of sleight of hand, but he's mostly a physical character. He has just a steely gaze, and he tries to tries to use his force to solve problems, whereas the others have different means. He's really into justice and frequently mentions his love for the law. And with that, I'm going to toss the microphone to Medivac.
Who was drinking at the time. Hi, everybody. I'm Medivac. And I play James Minsk. He is the group's face. He is the group's go-to talker. He's also sneaky as anything. He's a pilot without a ship. He's very good at things like influence and communication
and influence
and influence
and influence
and native tongue. No, he knows how to talk to people. He knows what's what. He's very rubbish in a fight. He's not like our Fly. Do you know? God, he's not like Mr. Pickles though, who can fight his way out of a paper bag. I can't do that. Oh yes. He just favours his little poke. He's got a blaster on his wrist that just flips out
his
into his
little
hand.
poker, were you going to say?
Poker. Jabby jabby.
He favours his little poker. Yeah,
Poker.
okay.
He is the group's most damaged person. Every time they go out anywhere, he gets hurt. Yeah. So with that is a gentle reminder to everybody to be gentle with me. I shall pass that on to Captain Kangaroo.
Everybody, I'm Captain Kangaroo. Today I'm playing Arthur Hammond. I just want to take a second. I don't think that's actually Mr. Pickles because I think it's too convenient that he has his camera working all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I think I think, and hear me out. I think it's actually his twin brother, Dr. Cucumber. That makes sense to me. And I'm watching you. You're already acting different.
It's Mr. Gherkin.
Anyways, today I'm playing Arthur Hammond. Where'd he go? What'd you do to him, Cucumber?
Never tell.
Arthur Hammond, he's the jack of all trades character. He's the guy that you go to fix your problems. But mostly as if those problems can physically be fixed and not like mentally or, all your problems actually that you suffer from on your day-to-day basis. So essentially, if you need your iPad fixed, you would go to him, but he's not going to fix your marriage. Medevac. But he's a little older fella. He has a lot of years under his belt. And a lot of those years he spent at a place called Core, which is like the super Amazon-like conglomerate of the stars. So he probably has a lot of history when it comes to manufacturing and building his own things. And as we go on, we'll find out a little bit more about Core and his connection with them. From there, I'm going to pass off the microphone to N-Wills.
Yeah, to Purdy. The party are accompanied by a medical robot called Purdy. She is chiefly responsible for the general well-being, physical well-being of the group. And she's very good with her injections and her scanning for medical issues. That's about all she can do. She can take a bullet and will quite happily take a bullet for the group. But she has no combat prowess at all, unless eventually one day Hammond actually manages to get his hands on her inners and reprograms her, which would be a very interesting time, no doubt. Okay, so the party have been employed by Angel Bright, who is a employee of Safe Haven. They have been through quite a series of ordeals at the moment. Initially, Newman saved Angel Bright from a sniper attack, and Hammond saved Minsk from a sniper attack by throwing or commanding his drone to go into the line of fire. They have located an ex-employee called Jack of Z Corp, who is the corporation that they're investigating. And Minsk actually managed to pick up some kind of door key or identification tag or something like this when they went to see Jack. They actually took Jack back to their own trailer in Arid, which is the main starport, the main city on a rather desert planet. And through playing cards and drinking beer, they were able to ascertain a whole load of information using a very good conflict pool to extrude what they wanted to know. It was near the end of that there was a knock on the door. Minsk went to open it. Minsk tends to take a lot of hits because he's almost like the front man, so he's always in the fire line of fire, and there was a bomb. Minsk managed to close the door quickly, and a lot of the door took the blast, which meant that Minsk took a bit of damage. There was nobody out on the street or anything like that. Jack then collapsed in the sense that he thinks that he's been targeted and Z-Corp are after him. But at the same point, they got a communication from Angel Bright, which quite unusually cut off halfway through. And that was where we left it at the end of last adventure. So the last session. So Newman, Minsk, Hammond and Purdy are in their accommodation on Arid that looks like a shipping container, to put one on top of the other. And they have Jack with them, who is in the back at the moment, or upstairs, one or the other. And you know that the street's clear, and you had this communication from Angel Bright, who's on her own ship within the starport. And yeah, that's where we left it. And just to let you know, Minsk, it doesn't matter how many times you say you don't have a ship. It will not affect how quickly I give you a new one.
It's only once, maybe 3 times a week.
Yeah, exactly. So you have Jack, sorry. And yeah, what would you like to do?
Right, we've literally found out that she's been taken. Although she's found the location.
Maybe her phone just died. We don't know.
Yeah.
We better act quick, though.
Yeah.
I think we should head out and investigate as soon as possible. We might have a chance to help her.
Didn't her bodyguard, Mal, wasn't it? And didn't he shoot off already there? That was before he knew.
Us, wasn't he?
I thought he went. Yeah, he was upstairs or in the back of the shipping container with the other dude, right?
All right. I thought he went when everything was sorted.
No, I don't remember.
We can. I think the two important things is anybody, let's say that Mal is about to set off then. Does anybody want to go to the starport with Mal? And the second question is, what are you going to do with Jack? Those are your two major sort of like points at the moment that you need to declare actions about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Hammond, I think one of your drones is up outside as well.
Yeah, he's scanning to see if he can find this.
Oh, we started to personalize the drones now.
It's his name is Apollo. He's a Sagittarius.
Looking for love.
You're looking for love. Likes long glides on the beach.
Yeah.
Until you tell him to do something else, and then he likes doing that too.
Long glides.
Anyways, he's searching for the shooter, which he's not going to find because the shooter's good at what he does.
Yeah. She is. He is.
Oh. Whoa.
They are.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know what to do with Jack because, like, obviously he's probably wanted for talking, and whatever. But we got our own things to do. We can't babysit him all day.
It's real simple. I say we offered to take him with us. He's probably safer with being around us than on his own, after all.
Yeah.
But we give him the freedom. If he wants to go to the bar, he can go to the bar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of empty bottles in that trailer. Okay. I just assume.
Exactly. We'll give him some money, put him in the bar where we normally use.
The dry gypsy.
A dry gypsy, maybe get somebody to pay to look after him to make sure he's safe.
Okay, so
Or,
hey, that's going to require some time. So are
yeah.
you going to
Yeah,
are you going to
No.
we'll take it with us because we're more like, oh my god, she may have been kidnapped. Let's go.
can I just say that Purdy has her own fan club in the channel
Oh.
chat. People actually come in and say, "Tell Purdy I say hi."
She's not real.
She is. She is. Okay, so it's the idea that you're going to the starport.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
After offering to take Jack along with if he wants to stay with our protection.
okay.
We've got the information from Jack, and so that's the most important
So
thing.
are you taking Purdy or not?
I think
Yes.
we should.
Yeah.
She's the only thing that keeps me alive.
Okay, then. So
You just got back from your concussion, so
in which case, unless you're going to put Purdy in the boot, I don't think your hover car's big enough. So I'm quite happy to say that
Well,
Hammond,
I have
you've got
mine,
yours.
yeah.
So I really need to know. Obviously, Hammond, you're driving one, and Minsk, you're driving the other. So I just need to know who's with who. Not that anything's going to happen
Okay.
on the way to the starport at all.
Well, if James is coming, not James, if Jack is coming, he'll be with me, along with Purdy will be with me.
Purdy in the
So-
front seat, Jack and Zach in the back.
Yeah, I had Jack and Zach in the back.
Okay, so and Hammond, you can be with Mal then. We'll say that Mal is with you and driving out to the starport.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your drive goes absolutely according to plan. I mean, Arid's a very underpopulated place in any case, so there's no major blockages or traffic jams or anything like that. And this time of the night, the streets are quite empty in this area. Go a little bit further out of town and then you start getting the drunks, etc. Just as we're driving out to the starport, I would just like, I'm just checking your I'm just seeing whether or not you don't have a sensor array on your vehicles, don't you? No.
Good luck.
Okay, so I'm going to make Purdy a roll, just as she's sort of like traveling out to see whether or not she picks anything up. Yeah, Twitch chat said in capital letters, she is real with lots of exclamation mark.
Okay. We'll see.
Now, just remember that if you would like to give me an extra dice pool to roll or a luck point to roll against the unbelievers of Purdy, then do look at the panel down below. There are options to donate if you wish. Not that Purdy can take over the planet or anything. Yeah, so Purdy, as you're driving out, she sort of like reports to Minsk, probably you, because she's in the car with you up at the front, that she does notice that you are being followed. She said there's actually a drone flying very high up, but keeping you in its sensor range as it comes along. She can't identify it or anything like that. It just appeared on her sensor array for a moment, and then it sort of like moved a little bit out, as if
It picked up that she was,
yeah. And she says it's actually moved out of her sensor array at the present moment in time, but for a moment it was definitely there.
As soon as she tells me that, I'm going to go on comms to Hammond, and I will say the same thing to Hammond, so he's aware. And everyone wants Mal for Hammond to do something with.
like essentially have a sensor bot off, just like have my sensor
Yeah.
bot against that sensor bot, and they can clash together.
Exactly. Robot Wars. Ah.
We'll do that. Yeah.
So is
Um.
it your surveillance drone that you are?
Yeah. And that's the only one I have left.
Yeah. So is the instruction for that to follow you guys as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just looking to see how many hit points it has.
Oh.
Once one drone's gone, it's quite easy to get rid of another. Okay, got it.
Doesn't it have? Did it have a built-in EMP? Oh no, it wouldn't work with it.
You can actually. You can.
It could be suicidal. Could be suicidal.
Yeah.
You can actually do things like that to actually put things like EMP pulses and things like that. Okay then. So what we're going to do is that we're going to. Is the Minsk? You're up front. Do you want to try to shake this drone, or do you want to happily let it follow if it's still following? Just to let you know, so you're aware. To get rid of it, we will do an extended conflict pool. So just like you did for the interactions, the skill will be your driving skill. Okay.
Yeah.
And the pool will be the average of the speed and handling of your vehicle or your dex, whichever your dex can't go above the average of your speed and handling. But if that's more than your dex, then it's your dex that counts. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to find speed. Speed 0. That can't be right.
No, it's hang on.
Handling 0. No. That explains so much.
Okay.
Well, hopefully what I'm hoping to happen is, and I'll try to explain this to Hammond, if he backed away from Purdy's sensor, if Hammond could maybe use his drone, it might back away from that sensor as well, and then we can try and shake it. If you know what I mean.
Your speed is 12 and your handling is 8. And
not let me adjust it. So
yeah, if you adjust that, for you, Hammond, your speed is 15 and your handling is 14.
Oh yeah.
So okay then. So we've got two things that are happening here. So number one, there's the dice rolls to see whether or not you can evade it or lose it, Minsk. But there's also whether or not the drone can follow it as well, or try to make it so it doesn't pursue. Is that the sort of like the two things that we want to try to achieve?
yes.
Okay. So Hammond,
If that's the way we Hammond.
I don't know if this is the way we want to go, because I'll probably explain this in character. There's probably a reason why we're being chased by this thing. And if anything, we can maybe use it as an advantage. Maybe we can use it as a trap. Maybe this is from the person that was trying to murder us not too long ago. So maybe we should just let it follow us, pretend we don't see it, and then, maybe plan out some sort of trap or some sort of sorry, some sort of I don't know, some sort of strategy of some sort.
I'm assuming that you're still driving, by the way. So
Yeah. Again,
we can ambush them.
I agree in a sense, because they kind of must know where we're going, because we're heading to the spaceport, which is in this way.
Yeah.
So maybe you are right. Maybe because if we lose them, we're going in a straight line. We're going in a straight line for a while, haven't we, towards our destination? So yeah. Zach, what's your feeling on this?
there's a small chance it could be the law, the shields. I did kind of say some things that made them suspicious of me, unfortunately.
Ah,
Ha ha ha.
It might look suspicious if we were to be trying to evade the police keeping tabs.
okay, good call. Let's just go and keep an eye out and go as if nothing's happening in that
Yeah.
case.
Okay.
Keep speed regular. Don't go up.
Yeah.
Don't go too crazy.
So you quite easily make your way to the starport, and it's when you pull up at the front that you notice that there's a number of shield agents, number of police law enforcers there that seem to be huddled round, both in a conversational way but also in a protective way of Angel Bright. You also notice that there's some fire crews going in and out, and there's sort of like some commotion. Angel Bright seems to be alive, and apart from a small cut on her head, there seems to be no other damage, although her clothes seem to be rather not blackened as in burnt off, but more dusty, as if something actually has happened. The shield, the law enforcers are quite protective of her, but if you go near her, or Mal is going to make a beeline for her, she quickly tells the law enforcers that, you know, you are there to protect her. And she, the shield agents, the shield law enforcers, hands her protection over to you. It's quite simple when you ask, you know, either Angel Bright or the law enforcers what has happened. There was a bomb, an explosion set off to the docking station of the ship. It wasn't on the ship, but it was at the docking station, where it docks to the starport. It wasn't a massive explosion, but it did cause the emergency procedure to be activated on her ship, which shut down all non-essential communications and linked to the emergency services straight away, without any interruption. She talks about it as it being a quite basic explosive device. It wasn't very well made. It looked like it was just around to do damage to the door, and she's quite happy in the discussion to almost like say she felt it was a warning rather than anything else, and she's aware that this is the second warning that has been delivered to her. If you remember, she got that communication last time when you went to the starport to talk to her. Yeah, so you're all there. Purdy can go in and, you know, make sure that Angel Bright is fine. She's got a bit of a cut on her head that was mainly due not from the bomb, but when it went off, she fell off her couch and hit the table. So it's not explosive damage. It's just that she was knocked off a sofa. And yeah, it comes to the decision that she looks to Mal and sort of like says, "So what now, Mal?" And Mal quite naturally looks at you all for suggestions.
Well, if they're warning us, then that must mean there's a reason. I say we keep going forward.
If we can survive their attacks, if we do move forward. Can I when they're talking the Malwin, I wonder if I can talk to a shield agent and ask if the bomb was similar to the bomb that we witnessed at our place.
Yeah. Are you trying to get information from the law enforcers?
Yeah, just asking, do they think there's a connection between the attack that happened at our place literally probably an hour ago, and the attack that happened over here.
Okay, well, roll your influence roll. Newman, you wouldn't need to roll for this because you're part of the law.
You have some.
I just walk up and say, "Hey, fellow law enforcers."
Exactly, and they go, "Yo, dude."
Bro.
Donuts.
No.
Yeah, so they become very interested in the explosion at your accommodation. They actually didn't know about it. Obviously, there's been reports going back over the radio, but they were very concentrated on this explosion. And they're very interested, and you sort of like give them the information to say what happened, and they take notes of that, and they ask about if anybody was injured, and and I think Minsk, you took a slight buffeting, didn't you?
I did indeed, yes.
Yeah. And you sort of like mention your drone searching for them, and they basically say, thank you for the information, we really appreciate that, but please leave this sort of thing, Mr. Hammond, for the law. It's the law that really deals with this, but they appreciate your cooperation, and sort of like say, yeah, fair enough. And yeah, so they move off, and yeah, Mal's still waiting for an explanation. What to do next. That is the key area.
Orders.
I think we have a location, as you so kindly said when you called us. We have a way to get in, and I think we should go there. As straightforward as that.
Does Angel know about the card?
No, she doesn't know about the card because I took it without her seeing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So she sort of like at that point talks about these underground facilities. The entrance is not going to be simply a walk up, knock at the door process. It's going to be quite difficult to get in without some kind of security pass or code or level agreement. She also mentions that these facilities are likely, if it's still operational, to have its own security guards within, as well as the scientists, etc. She also wants to explore what's going to be the procedure once they get in.
I'm quite happily just nodding and listening to everything she's saying. Yeah. And then I'll casually palm. Well, when I say palm, I'm going to get this card and kind of so nobody else can see and none of the police can see. Put between my little finger and thumb and say, "Would this help?"
Da-da!
Yeah, American Express. That'll do nicely.
Yeah, and she sort of like looks at it, and she sort of like makes a careful look without actually taking it off you, Minx. And she sort of like looks at it, and she says, "Mr. Minx, it appears to be damaged. There's a definite break in the barcode here." And she sort of like uses one of her nails to point to a certain position. She says, Where did you ascertain this from?
I'd rather not say at the moment to protect the person that we recovered, or the place we recovered it from. What do you want to tell that?
Yeah, roll.
I tell you what. To be fair, I'll say, well, it was just lying around at Jack's caravan, and I thought it might be useful.
Okay, so you're not deceiving you. That's actually
I think.
Did you look down at your deception skill and think, no, I'm not going to do that?
Hang on, let me. This deceit 57.
Oh,
it's not bad. It's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That's above average.
She sort of like says, well, there's no guarantee that Jack's security clearance will still be accepted, but it probably
Well,
might
this,
gain us access.
to be fair, he told me this was an old access card, anonymous. I think all the cards were anonymous. I think they're just generic cards handed out to people.
And she sort of like looks at it and says, "Mr. Minx, the barcode is the recognition."
Could we? I wonder if there's a way we could fix it, or who knows? Maybe
Hammond, maybe
Hammond.
Hammond could fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
It's if anything, it'll require a computer roll rather than an electronics roll. It's probably better to do it on site. So using the car, but also hopefully doing something on the actual panel at that point as well, to try to ensure that it's open and it registers correctly. So that could be used. A computer roll can be used actually on site, ready to go in, which would be a valuable procedure. If the door doesn't open the first time, it might open the first time, of course.
In this time, I also want to be using my my robot to see if the other robot is still following us and still monitoring us specifically, or just kind of hovering by itself.
Does your drone have a sensor array? Yeah. So what's its sensor skill?
I don't know about its sensors. I know my sensor skill. I thought my sensor skill would be where it's maxed, because I have to read what the robot's saying, right?
Yeah, it's because the robot has to find it first.
Yeah. So I don't know what the robot.
Well, yeah, it has a perception of 50%. So just roll a percentile dice, and we'll see whether or not it actually finds it out. It actually does a scan of the area and reports nothing within scannable range. It doesn't seem to have got. It's either left your tracing or has received its information and gone back.
Okay. Well, I'll at least express that to these guys.
Yeah. At that point, Purdy says, "It's quite remarkable that we see two almost like identical drones in the same month."
Is this similar to the drone from that we broke like games ago, that on the way to the mine area?
Yes,
in the desert. Yeah,
that big black one, that matte black one. I would have thought that there would be two almost like identical, but yeah, it was definitely following us.
Didn't that belong to Core?
We think so.
It was that nasty. Well, I thought because they're all black, it's going to be linked to the same horrible. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got you know where the facility is. You know you have some kind of access to it. The next point is to come up with a decision about what is going to be the plan once you get into the facility. Are you going to go from one direction? Are you just going to go through and see what happens? Is there a certain thing that you feel should be looking for? Angel Bright can join in this discussion if need be, or she can call the shots if you wish.
Well, she's the one that's hired us, so we are looking for what she wants.
Okay,
So which is literally
the poison, isn't it? Or the terraforming.
The terraform,
yeah.
Murder.
So she says, okay. So she sort of like takes control at this point, and she lays down certain rules. And the first rule is that the body count needs to be kept to a minimum. She insists on stunning weapons only. She doesn't want to shoot anybody who could be just innocent people. And, you know, even if they're scientists, they might not be aware of what they're working on. And she doesn't actually hold them responsible. She has quite a good sense, in the sense that employers of Z Corp are employers, so they're only doing what their bosses say, and that doesn't mean that they are guilty. So the first thing she doesn't request, she says that the body count needs to be zilch, 0. She obviously understands that there might be a need at some point, but weapons with stun on them can be used to subdue or knock out security guards, scientists, cleaners, anybody that they might actually find down there. So that's her first mission briefing. The second mission briefing is that she needs to locate the terminal, the system, or needs a place that she can get access to the computer array to try and find the location within the network of the chemical that she's been alerted to. Once that's the second thing that she needs. The third thing that she needs at that point, once she's recovered it, then things like computers need to be destroyed, just in case there's a backup. She also, the final point is that she would say that anything that, if there is some kind of surveillance system in the facility, then that has to be wiped. There needs to be no indication apart from people seeing you if at a push, but there needs to be no electronic evidence that, you know, you were actually there and taking it. So it's a bit like if possible, get in and out without leaving a trace. However, if you can get in, then try stun people rather than killing them, and get what the data, and then get out as quick as possible. She says that normally there will be security guards employed, there'll be scientists there, might be cleaners or people who are generally just moving around the facility, if it is at the location where you're going to. At that point, she asks if you like to ask any questions for clarification or points.
Miss Bright, I was wondering if you have access to it. I think the best way to achieve that goal is for me to create some sort of computer virus I can use to wipe out any information such as surveillance or
that's fine. You can
data.
Yeah, you can do that.
So I might need to take a second to whip that up, but from there, you know, it'd probably be best rather than just physically destroying servers, because, well, that's an obvious something was there.
Yeah, she's quite happy for you to wipe the computers via virus. So how we're going to do that is we'll take it that you've concocted or created some kind of virus here, but what you will do when you enter it into the system, you will roll your computer roll then. Because until that point, even if you created it, you won't know whether or not it'd be
go against their firewall.
Yeah, exactly. So you've programmed it, you're ready to use it, but when you actually enter it in, it will be your computer roll that you do then, and we'll see whether or not so that will be an opposed test. So your computer roll against the system's computer or their protection to see whether or not that actually works. But yeah, that she agrees with that and thinks that that's really good, a really good idea to make sure that any data that might even be hidden, you know, everything is wiped out. And she says, yeah, that would be good for the security feeds as well. She says she recognizes that, stunned people might be able to recognize, but there'll be no physical evidence. And she says it'll virtually be their word against yours, and that's it. She does insist on coming along. And of course, Mal will be there as well. So it's not something that she's prepared just to stay here and wait. She wants to actually see the data that is downloaded. And really and truly, none of you probably know what that was, what she's actually looking for.
Okay.
Do we have any idea of the size of this facility? Is it like sprawling miles long underground, or is it like a 10 room like barn sized building? Do we have any idea of that?
She says that she feels it's going to be probably, she knows it's underground. She can't imagine it being that big because there's no sign of external power generators being used to power it. She says it's probably localized, some kind of internal power within the actual generators within the facility. She says she can't imagine it being on several floors because then it would be recognizable from suborbital scans, because the actual heat being produced and the power would actually register. So she thinks it's probably, the other thing that she mentions at this point, of course, is that if it was a big complex, then it would be obvious because of the personnel coming and going. That would be very obvious to anybody on Arid. So she probably thinks it's some kind of skeleton crew and skeleton security guarding it.
And I just have a request. I think we should head out as soon as possible, but I'd like to pick up some baton rounds if we're to humor this request.
I do believe that your shotgun it's very stunning anyway.
Yeah, but it's going to stun them permanently, and we're looking for temporary. Would there be any baton rounds on this planet, or is that just a pipe dream to assume that there's ammo variation at the store?
So that's sort of like that's one of
police only.
Yeah, it's, and mainly probably it's not some, it's rare in any case because they're more likely to find something to do with like pistols or things like that, but to actually have combat shotgun is probably not the best thing. I'm quite happy. Was there a fragmentation? A buckshot, wasn't it? Buckshot.
Buckshot does scatter.
Yes.
And my second request was something like rock salt shots.
Yeah, rock salt. Yeah, definitely.
That's gonna like just annoy people and scare off.
Oh, it stings like I don't know what.
Have you been shot with rock salt?
Well, no, I don't. It was salt. Yes. Oh gosh. Back in the day.
Yeah. Okay then. So, what we will say therefore is that you can fire some kind of non-lethal round, but it's not going to be as effective as your normal shotgun round. So I think your shotgun round is normally 3d6, isn't it?
Yeah, the scatter option actually looks like exactly that. It's half damage, and it does a small amount, a D3 damage to adjacent hit locations.
Yeah, so the difference with that is that that's doing physical damage.
It is.
And so
half of 3d6.
Yeah, so I mean that buckshot is probably what you'll need to use, rather than this planet will have stun and baton rounds. I mean you're lucky to get rounds for your combat shotgun because it's quite particular with it. So yeah, you'll probably do, even with the buckshot, you're going to do damage.
Yeah, that's physical damage. And Angel Bright said we shouldn't be doing that. So I'm just going to get acquainted with my blaster pistol again.
Oh, the shotgun is going away with no argument.
Well, it's
Well,
still
well,
on my
I
back.
was
I'm
going to say
taking
it's
it
not going to
with.
go away. Yeah.
Yeah.
In worst
Oh.
case scenario, we're getting out alive.
As soon as somebody takes a damage, that's it.
Well, okay, all bets are off.
Yeah. Well, at that point,
You just see a giant smile show up on Newman's face.
and that's
Oh, you're
literally
shooting at me?
that's literally
Okay.
going to be it, isn't it? It'll get to
Yeah.
that point that Newman's going to. I can imagine probably in the law enforcers was the same. You know, just do it the utmost and then, you know, see what happens. So the I think Hammond and Mince, you've got blasters, don't you?
That's right.
Yeah.
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 I've
So,
got my little pop-out one.
yeah.
Put on stun.
So your blasters can automatically be put on stun. So remember what happens with that is that you will do a certain amount of damage off their combat pool. So they'll have a combat pool that they will do damage off. And once it's taken down to 0, then you have knocked them out. But remember, they do take a little bit of damage, if you remember that, to a random location.
I do have one question. They're not going to have droid mods available on this planet, right?
Correct.
Okay, just making sure.
They don't even have baton rounds.
Yeah.
Why are we slumming it here?
Oh, why? Well, yes, because Minsk lost your ship.
We don't know why we're slimming it here because I've got no memory of it.
And Mince didn't get drunk and then drive off into space.
That's right. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, so it's their constitution and size divided by 2. It's the average, and it'll do 1d4 damage to a random hit location when they go down. You know, so you've got that part. So anything else that you would like to clear up or take along, or I'm assuming that you're going to go combat ready, so you'll have your armor on that you very rarely take off in any case, but that on we've got Newman will have blaster and some buckshot if needed. Yes, Minx, go for
Yeah,
it.
I would like to ask Purdy if she's anything I can do about my head because I have 0 hit points there.
Wow. I didn't know. Yeah. Okay, then. So let me just check this. So you've got a serious wound there, don't you? If it's
It was stabilized, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was stabilized, so she can actually roll her her healing skill, if that makes sense. To
Or just get me a really big Spaceballs helmet.
yeah, so she won't do that. Perhaps you need something on your head.
I was going to say, this is a good point to, I've always assumed we generally don't have the hood up on our armor because we're normal looking people. This is the time to go hood up.
Yeah.
Oh, we got hoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all hit locations, but I think Enwell said it would be kind of weird to be walking around.
Right, so that'll be 4 hit
all the
points,
time.
4 armor. Brilliant.
Yeah. So her healing, her medicine skill will replenish 1d3 points to your locate to your head. So she gives you 1 point left.
Oh, thank you.
But she does complain throughout, saying, "Minsk, will you, James, hold still, please. James, don't worry, it will not scar. It is fine. You will still look as handsome as ever."
Thank you.
She's
Thank you,
like,
Purdy. You know how far these looks have got us so far.
Yeah, she puts a bit of glue in it and some butterfly staples across
I didn't
it.
know she had deceit. That's crazy.
Deceit, yeah.
Birdie, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know she had deceit.
Yeah, deceit.
It's a standard skill, so everybody will have it. She's just not very good at it.
Oh, well, you know,
For example, and
she must have got a good roll by saying how handsome he was before.
Oh,
Anyways,
I see. Yeah. I see where you go now. Yeah. I thought you meant for. You have to remember, I take everything literally.
Literally.
Oh, honestly. if you're joking, can you just say at the end smiley face or something? So
Smiley
I
face or
Lol.
slash S.
yeah, or
Slash
something
S.
like that. I thought you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
meaning she does have deceit, but I see where you're going now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She knows how to flatter Minsk.
Got it.
I keep thinking Minsk is called Minx, which is a sort
Wow.
yeah, exactly.
That does sound like a cat's name.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, Mulberry, not really a cat's name. I don't.
It's a pie, isn't it?
Yeah.
The name she came with, and it felt right.
Yeah. Bless her. Okay, so the actual entrance, and Angel Bright can give you this information. The actual entrance seems to be a set of doors that are within the tunnel of an old mine. So it's not sort of like into the rock face. She knows that you need to go into this mine shaft. It's not a shaft, it's more of a tunnel. And then the doors are at the end. That's all she can literally tell you. She doesn't think there'll be any sort of protection on the outside or drones, but she sort of like looks at you, Hammond, and sort of like she assumes that you will be able to verify that when you actually arrive. So you're going to have to take all cars with you. I need to know, rather than saying how far away they are, how far away in minutes to run to them. That's what I would like to know. So is it going to be...
Sorry, I get what you mean. Yeah, if this is a mine, it's going to be surely a raised hill at least, isn't it?
It's going straight into the side of the mountain, yeah.
A mountain, yeah. So maybe just around the corner from there, if is there any little sort of like outcrop
Yeah, I mean,
of rock coming out, we could.
You can try to sort of like shelter the cars. So how much of a run? I think you run about 18 meters, is it?
Is it 18 meters? Yes, I think you're right. 18 meters, that's right. Sprint 30. And
Yeah.
to be fair, if we have to get out of here in a hurry, we'll be sprinting.
Yeah.
So 30 meters, I would say probably 100 meters. That's going to be 10 seconds, 11, 12 seconds.
Yeah, so remember your movement is for 5 seconds. So so it'd be like 15 seconds to run there. So running at a sprint for 3 combat rounds is what we're thinking. And that's absolutely fine. And you managed to put them close to the rocks. Minsk, just roll your conceal roll.
Certainly. Where are we? Conceal. Is that a big one or a little one? Do I have to? Oh, everybody has conceal.
Yeah, it's a standard.
Here we go. Oh.
Yeah, and you sort of like park them in very close to the rock face, but also in round the corner of a little outcrop or something like that. And Hammond, you can put your car next to that, and that's fine. You do notice that Angel Bright seems to be carrying some kind of small blaster on a hip holster. She might be wearing armor, but you think it's not wise to sort of like say, sorry, can you unbutton your blouse for us for a moment? You know, she seems to be wearing no headgear.
Had a few drinks.
Yeah, and Mal seems to be ready for action. He seems to have a medium blaster with him. And you, Newman, just roll your perception skill at easy.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd do.
Good, it was easy.
81 out of 86. You can tell that he's wearing some kind of armor underneath his clothes. You're quite used to seeing that in either criminals or your own law enforcers. So you pick that up quite quickly. The other thing that you notice that he's moving very professionally. You don't think, you think he's going to be quite good in a fight. Just to let you know, two things. The first thing, Mal will bodyguard Angel Bright. So there's no need for you to worry about that unless something happens, Mal's shot or anything. Final question is, are you planning on taking Purdy with you?
I think we should, purely for an extra set of sense skills and any medical assistance we would need on site.
Just to let you know, she is not that stealthy.
No, well, the first thing that I'd do is I'd ask her to be quiet in the nicest possible. And I explain the situation. I explained the situation to her that said, if you are too loud, you could get me killed.
And she says, understood, James. I will be like the wind blowing through a meadow of grass.
100 kilometers an hour.
During a hurricane.
So you make your way from the vehicles along to the entrance of the mile. Every space adventure needs a C-3PO character. Exactly, Darth, exactly. And I'm enjoying playing her.
Hi, Darth.
You notice as you get closer to it that it looks like it's once was boarded up, but there seems to be some kind of doorway cut into the boarded up panels. It has what appears to be a makeshift door on it, which is closed. It looks like there doesn't seem to be any electronics here or anything. It is quite dark because you came straight away. I presume you're not waiting till the next morning. Was the plan to come straight away?
Oh, definitely come straight away.
Yeah, and you sort of like you've got torches in your packs with from your escape pod, and it's actually, you notice, Mince, since you're probably up there at the front, you notice that it's actually chained. So there's two sort of like metal bars with gaps either side, and the chain goes like a bit like a gate, but the chain goes inside, and there seems to be a padlock on the inside, as if it's been locked from the inside. Yeah.
Just out of interest, is this the same place we went to when because we found a place when we first came here?
Yeah, that's where you found
that was chained up, wasn't it?
No, it was boarded up.
Boarded. Sorry, ignore that.
I think you actually went in. You tore some of the planks in and went to the end of it, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and there was not.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think I think Newman broke open the door. Yeah, so it is. And just to let you know, it doesn't look very high tech. It's definitely a chain with a lock on it.
A padlock.
Well, there's also if there's a high tech facility further in, they don't want to give the impression there's a high tech facility further in by having some elaborate gate or something. Everyone's like, hey, what's that? That seems like a thing when driving by. So yeah, I can imagine this is a good faux security situation.
Should have brought our bolt cutters.
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Actually, we have little torches, don't we?
I think you have
laser torches.
Yeah, I have a regular toolkit in general.
Well, this shouldn't stop us for more than a minute then.
Yeah.
So is the idea to use your... Go for it.
I was going to say, do we want to let anybody know that we're in there? Or can we open it using, can you pick the lock, or can you cut, or shall we cut the lock and be able to reattach it as if it's not been cut?
Yeah, if we can cut right at the on the padlock itself, we can at least make it look like it's still intact.
So just to let you know, there is a lock picking skill. You can buy lock picking tools. You can also buy things like electronic lock unpickers. I don't know if you've seen one of the Mission Impossible but they just pop it in the lock and goes da 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 da, and it suddenly figures it out and they open it.
Yeah.
They cost a bit, and you would have to get it on the black market. It's not something that you can go into your local shop or mug a
Maybe it's something I can
locksmith.
create.
Mug a
Maybe it's something I can
locksmith,
Ooh.
because they probably
I definitely have.
Newman. That is not something.
That's a criminal
Yeah.
idea.
So I think, Hammond, you've got sort of like 8 pages of things that you're going to create. So it's going it's going to take a while. So is it going to be torches?
Without downtime.
Welding torches to cut through it.
Yes.
Okay
I'll
then.
stand guard with my blaster so that if anybody rushes us, pew.
Yeah, so you start to cut through it, and it takes several minutes. You do notice that the actual chain is surrounded by some kind of polymer that is preventing it rusting, etc. And this melts quite efficiently, and you can sort of like break through a couple of the chain links, and the padlock is still attached, but the chain is broken. And you actually, is the plan to open the door now? And in which case, who is opening it?
I'd be opening it, but it'd be a case of just pushing it.
Are you sure, Minsk, that you want to?
Yeah. Yeah. If it was electrified, we'd be dead now because we've been touching everything that's connected to it. So, yes.
It opens outwards.
Yeah. So I'm going to open it outwards and tentatively step forward.
Okay, so you open one side of the door or both?
Just one side, I'm not that big.
Yeah, so you open one side and there's a dark tunnel going ahead of you. I think you've got torches in your packs. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Does anybody have infrared goggles on or anything like that?
Yeah, let me put on my.
We do have light intensifying goggles, or at least I do.
Yeah.
They might be
We do
worth
have-
putting them on
You're
here.
right. I didn't realize. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were in your escape pods.
In the pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
does Mal and Angel? That's the
no.
other thing. No. So we must have a torch out.
Yeah, just to let you know, if you do have your light intensifying goggles on, could you just put a little eye on your token or suitable icon, and do remember that you haven't got flare compensation. So if you're in a dark room and the lights suddenly go on, or somebody shines a torch on your face, then
You're blind.
yeah, it will actually light intensify that. So just be aware of that if you want to put them. If not, you can just use your torches. But anything for perception checks will be either, well, it increase it by 1 level of difficulty. So if it currently was hard, with the torch it would be formidable to see it. Yeah, go for it. Sorry. Yeah.
Personally think we should just go with the torches because the light intensifying goggles are brilliant for stealth if we all had them.
It's very, and it's so funny because as you were saying that, I saw an eye appear on Newman, an eye appear on Amber.
I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick to this because I'm using a torch.
Okay, so
and shine it in their eyes.
yeah.
Shine.
So is the I just need a rough sense of marching order. So James, you're at the front.
No. I would say that if Newman and Hammond have it like intensifying goggles, it would be best if they go first.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I
and
thought
we will
maybe we could
stay
scout ahead,
back.
and
Exactly.
if lights get turned on, then we'll be blinded for a bit. But at least you lot will have your guns
Yeah,
out, and we can take
exactly.
an action to remove the goggles.
Okay then.
Or what have you.
So with Zach and Hammond at the front, you make your way down the tunnel. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then. Newman and Hammond make a perception roll for me.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
P for perception.
You can communicate. I'm assuming you're going to communicate what I'm saying. So as you go down the tunnel, as you get sort of like halfway down, you can see that there's some kind of double metallic door up ahead, but that's not what your perception picked up. Your perception picked up as you moved through a certain part of the tunnel. A red blinking light came on, low down to your left. Newman, you think that you've activated some kind of a
Sensor trip.
yeah. You couldn't see it before, but now you can definitely see that it might be a motion detector that's been fired off, but you definitely see it. You're about halfway to the doors.
At this point, I'm going to bust out my droid and see if he can sense some, bodies sending in this way.
Any what? Sorry, bodies.
Bodies, yeah.
Yeah. So make your drone's perception. It's 50%, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
stupid.
It reports no. There's no movement in the tunnel apart from yourselves.
I'll whisper. What do you know about these kind of things, Hammond? What is this?
Probably a sensor trip. Probably there is some movement down here. Hopefully, the skeleton crew is sleeping right now and not paying attention to security, but we'll find out. I might maybe approach it. Maybe I can undo what we just did, but probably not.
Give it a try, Hammond.
All right. I'm going to approach the and see maybe I can hack it or just discontinue it.
So you wish to turn it off? Is that the idea?
Yeah, I want to see if I can turn it off.
Your internet connection is unstable. Why does it always say that at 8:15?
I gave you the virus of my bad internet.
Yeah, thank you. Okay then, so roll for me electronics skills. This is going to take 5 to 10 minutes. You need to take it off, then you need to check. You're also working with light intensifying goggles, which is not going to be the best. So it's definitely going to be a hard roll for you to actually roll it. So yeah, okay. roll your electronics. Yeah, you're sort of like down there, and you start to unpick it, and you're very good. You quickly get off the outer casing of the device, and you manage to disconnect it so the light goes off. You do notice, and I'm giving you this because it was a critical. You do notice that there seems to be some communication line that goes off. It looks like it's almost like implanted into the rock face. It looks like it's been the rock has been gouged out, and then this wire put into it, and then something's over the top, like plastic or something like that, keeping it in there.
All right, so we've definitely set off a trigger, right?
Yeah, it's your belief that you definitely have set off a sensor alarm, and it's been communicated somewhere.
Okay, well, at least it's taken off.
Maybe they'll think it's rats.
I'm going to reach out to. I'll tell Newman to look out for any cameras up above or anything.
That's what I was doing when I saw this.
Yeah. All
right. While he's doing his hacking, would it be possible to keep Minx and them in, like, knowing what's happening, why we stopped?
Yeah, that's quietly. I mean, Angel Bright is likely to say, why are we stopping?
Yeah.
I assume they're a little bit behind us, actually, like, because if they have their torches on, like, lighting the way, then that would mess with our goggles, right?
So
we're well behind you.
Only Minsk has his torch on. And Purdy, of course, because her torch is her eyes. So she's sort of like beaming straight out. And every time she looks around at you, she sort of like goes, no! Newman, are you okay? Turn them off!
No, that's what I call stealth.
Yeah, I did warn you.
Well, once I hear the conversation and what's been fed back to us, I'll say, Hammond, can't your drone pick up any sort of infrared and sensors things as we go down?
I don't think it has an infrared option.
It
But
has,
I think it's
yes.
just
So it has its 50% perception skill. So
yeah.
he works. Sorry, is that right? Is he? Is this?
It's Apollo
Yeah.
is his nickname.
So he has the same perception check as Purdy. So because they're robotic and they have some kind of a range of sensor arrays, then their sensor test is always one difficulty level easier. So while you might be all rolling standard, they're rolling easy. So it's almost like half their skill again. Which is, so it'd be about what's, no, it's a third of their skill again, I think. So it's an extra sort of like 20% or something like that, depending on their skill. So yes, do you wish are you going to send your drone down the tunnel? And
try to maybe use some infrared, see if it
Yeah.
sees people coming.
So roll its perception again. Yeah, so it goes right the way down the tunnel. It goes right the way up to the door and comes back. There seems to be no other sensors or cameras in the actual tunnel at all. This seems to be the only motion detecting device that you found and triggered.
But hopefully they just think it's a rat or something, and they don't come searching. But from now, I guess we get closer and see if we can get through these doors.
Okay, so you all make your way down the rest of the tunnel, and it definitely looks like it ends in a rocky face, and these metallic doors look quite out of place here, but they do look very sturdy, and there is a slot to put a card in. You do, from the look of it, thinks there'll either be a release mechanism that they will swing inwards, or they could possibly slide. One or the other. You can't actually see the hinges from here, but there's definitely some kind of a card reader.
Is this the barcode thing we're going to have to be using, or?
Yeah. So just so you know what's happening in the background. So imagine that you're making your way into a facility or anything that has electronics countermeasures or surveillance or whatever. So what happens is that as you move in, you have a score. If you keep that score really low, then you will not put the system on alert. After a while, every time you add something to it, it gets more and more to that alert stage. Very high securities probably have a very low threshold. Well, so when you're saying things like they might think it's a rat, so that is possible, or they might think it's faulty or something like that, because it's kept the security level low. But the more things you do, the more it increases. Yeah. And you never know what it is.
Yeah.
So yes, so this is where the card should go, Hammond.
Yeah. So, did we have a card, or did we just need the barcode?
So this is the card that Minsk got out of the trailer.
Okay.
So what you'll need to do is put it in, but maybe do some computer wizardry to allow it to be actually allowed in. Alternatively, you could bypass the card and do an electronics roll and try to disable the card reader and open the door.
I think it'd be best in this case for using the card and the computer skill, because I think it probably has a fail safe on the device itself that would say, hey, something's going on, someone's just trying to break through.
Okay.
Instead of just using an employee ID.
Okay, so this will be an opposed roll. Your computer skill against the actual computer surveillance or the computer network of the facility. Just to let you know, your roll would have been hard, but because you've got this key, it's not functioning correctly, so it's going to take it down to a standard roll. If it was functioning correctly, it would have just opened the door for you, although you could have used computer skills to hide who it was if required. So it's an opposed roll, your computer skill against my computer skill of the system, and you will be at standard even though the card is broken. Okay? So, yeah, I get a 14.
What does it say on?
So you
can.
I'm
actually going to. I'm going to luck it and switch it.
Yeah, so that'll give you a 47. Because it's an opposed roll, it beats my 14. So you manage to actually activate it, and you notice that there is a click that almost like releases the doorway. You do notice that on the actual card reader, once it lets it in, you notice that there's 3 lights: red, amber, and green. You notice that the amber one is lit. Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
And
Well, it looks like we're in. Be very careful and do this very quietly.
So, I'm just putting you on the map, and then I will bring you all across to it. I'm just resizing you.
How much like light up in lens flare do we get from shooting a blaster with light intensifying goggles on?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is that a lot?
So
because I'm feeling kind of stupid with my goggles on now.
Yeah, but the thing that you do notice, can you see that now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
So the thing that you notice straight away is that this whole place is lit. It's not bright fluorescent lighting. It's quite a subdued lighting, but it means that you don't need your torch or your goggles on. It's quite easy to see. There seems to be quite a soft hum of maybe a generator noise, and the fluorescent lights are humming. Just to let you know, this staircase doesn't exist. This is the staircase that will lead you down. Can you just move yourself and move Purdy where you want to be in the going down the staircase? So this it'll be sort of like here. So Newman will take the lead.
Yep, Jack's got a point.
And then Hammond, then Purdy, then you, Minsk, and then...
No, I'll go where Hammond is, because I'd rather Hammond be using his drone. I'll say to Hammond, could you use your drone again to go sensors full and just keep an eye out for any triggers, traps, and just back us up?
Yeah, imagine that's just passively what it's doing now.
So, but it's flying with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not sending it, or are you sending it off ahead?
Do you want me to send it off ahead, Minsk?
Oh, can it relay the floor plan to you from what it can see? And to be fair,
I don't know. It can. Okay, then yeah.
It can't relay the floor plan, but it can relay what it's actually seeing.
Yeah. So you are literally looking through its eyes.
Yeah, he has a feed to his multi scanner on his arm.
But yeah, I mean, if you can send it ahead and then bring it back if there's any problems. Yeah, if it encounters anything, bring it back, and then we can prepare.
Okay.
Or maybe use it as decoy and send it down a different way. Is it like a T-junction if everybody's chasing it? Pew pew. It's your call all the way. You keep that droid safe, but give us information.
It's fine. I'll have it move ahead of us a bit, see if and try to be as stealthy as possible.
Okay, so you just is Mal and Angel Bright behind Hammond then? Is that where you want them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's absolutely
probably ask Mal to like keep down the rear.
yeah. So just so I got an idea of distance, Newman and Mintz, can you see this stair goes down, and then there's a bit of the area that you are stood on, sort of like going, like round here. Does that make sense? So there's a landing, and then it goes down again. So how are you waiting for the drone to go around the corner before you come down to the first landing? Or are you waiting for the drone to go right the way down to the bottom and then head down? What's going? I just need to know roughly what
Probably
gap.
around the corner.
Yeah, around the corner, do it in sections as we go.
Okay, so as soon as the drone is sort of like looking down here, yeah? Then you will, once it start going down that second stairs, you'll start going to the first landing, yeah? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Okay then, so the drone sort of like sets off and it's sort of like going down the stairs. It turns around and imagine it's going down, landing, going down again, and you come to the top landing. Everybody is sort of like up at that point now. So you're all up here, and the drone starts its journey down the next stairs that ends in a set, just one door. And as it gets halfway down the stairs, the door opens. It actually slides open, and out comes what you can clearly see from the feedback, Hammond, a security guard. They're dressed in some kind of armor, and he sort of like sees the drone there, and you hear over the drone's communication array, he sort of like says, "What the?" and he reaches for his weapon. And
I'm gonna try to get my drone to retreat.
that is dead on half past. So
Okay.
we will come back, and when we come back, we'll roll some initiative, and we can see who goes first, etc., etc. So we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, people. So go away, grab yourself something to eat and something to drink, grab your snacks, and be back here at 22. It's 22 the hour when we'll be starting again. Okay, thank you for supporting the channel and the stream and the M Space game. We really do appreciate it, and we'll see you in 10. See you soon. Be right back. Screen is on. Because it's clean. I was just saying in chat, isn't toast funny? We burn the bread and then we spread fat over it.
You have to make it hurt more.
Yeah, I just saw like it's
Sometimes sugary stuff on it too.
yeah, like for your jam. It's just sort of
You
like
can't beat it.
I'm just when Darth was just saying in the chat, who came up with that? Sort of like, we got this bread, let's burn it, and then we got this fat. Let's
We are re-burning it, by the way. We are re-cooking an already
Yeah.
cooked substance,
Which is going to make sure
Slicing
it's
it.
dead.
put it, burning it, and then putting fat and yeah. Well, I think toast is significantly more used in your neck of the woods than ours. Like ours, we probably have it for like breakfast or something, but you guys have it for snacks and all over the thing.
we have it.
Mm.
Well, if I leave a loaf of bread out on the side, I will eat it slice after slice after slice.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
So my bread, when I get it, goes straight into the freezer,
Oh,
and then I take one piece out of frozen bread and toast it, so it defrosts it at the same time.
see, that's really good of you because it depends what butter we have. If I do toast and I'll put a slice in each one, so we've got 4 slices, I'll do 4. And I'll think, oh, there's eating that, I'll put another 4 in.
No,
And I'll do that. Yes. I love it. I'm addicted to it. It's just crazy.
well,
I could live on toast.
I could, and it's so easy. But I have soya spread, soy margarine rather than butter. But I often
I
think
feel
that
your pain.
you must get if you're using butter, you must get enough butter on it so as when you bite into it, you leave your teeth marks in the butter.
Yeah, but you've also got to have that little melty bit that runs.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. And, crumpets, you put butter on. Oh, dear, it's soaked in. Let's put more butter on
More
it.
butter. And with crumpets, you've got to double do them because I like mine cremated.
Do you
So
know,
crunchy when you eat them.
Chugga Wugga was talking about that on his stream the other day, about how he toasts them, then toasts them again, and then toasts them again. It's unbelievable.
They've got to be crunchy when you have them. I love them when they're crunchy.
I
And,
could.
and then you bite them and go, ow!
Yeah. Okay, so here we are. I have no idea why Hammond is bigger than everybody else on the map, but
Well, I think it's based on personality, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. So we've just the drone. We'll say that this sort of like this little square is your drone at the moment. So if you remember, that headed down the stairs, and then this door opened, and outstepped a security guard, and she looked at it and she said, "What the?" and uses an expletive at that point. And let's now, just so we get everybody in a correct order, let me just delete you. Don't forget to click on it. Thank you. Hammond's going with a 20 straight off.
Oh, wow. Newman's going to 21.
What?
Yeah.
That's the highest I can get.
I was going to say,
my best roll possible.
That must be pretty high.
Yeah.
Just wait for
what?
But that's higher.
Oh, it's going to be
Purdy. That's not one Purdy. What's going to happen, Purdy?
Oh,
that's not my highest.
23.
Let's get Purdy's initiative. It's not brilliant, her initiative, because she is a doctor.
That's so refreshing to have a 16.
Oh!
Still before me.
Security guard, 35.
So, Newman, what's your dex? What's your
Mine's an 11, the initiative mod. My dexterity is a 12. If that.
No, initiative mod. Mine's a 15, so Purdy will go before you. That's it.
Does the drone have initiative or not?
That's what I was just. I was just checking that when you actually mentioned it. It only has dexterity and intelligence and size. What's the initiative bonus made up from?
I think it's the average of two things, isn't it? Because mine's 13, so my dexterity is 10. Maybe it's an average
it's intelligence and
or charisma.
dexterity?
Maybe.
I have a funniest feeling it's intelligence and
Dex.
Dex.
Yeah, because mine's 13 and 13, and I've got 13.
Yeah.
I've got a 12 and a 10, and my initiative is 11. So
it's the average of your dex and intelligence. Yeah. Okay then. So these have a dex and intelligence. So it's a surveillance mode. Is it a surveillance drone or a security drone? Surveillance. Okay then. So it'll be +5. So just roll a d10, and then I'll add it to the. 8.
So 13.
13. Yeah. There you go. And then let me now roll. Did I roll this? No, I only rolled. I need to roll the security guard one now. Initiative. 16 for the security guard. So let me add her. Da, da, da. So she's going before the drone. Okay. So yeah, let's go straight into this round. Just to let you know, you've all heard the exclamation of the guard, the security guard. So it's guard. That's not a male only, isn't it?
No,
No.
Anybody can guard.
There's nothing like a guardess or something.
it's a description rather than a.
It's gender neutral.
Yeah.
Cool.
Guardsman, that would be gendered.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah. So yeah, Minsk, you are up first. Hammond, you can relate this. She has got her weapon out. As we start this combat round, yeah, Minsk, you're by the corner there.
Yeah, I'm in my head. I want to do one thing, but
You gamble. Be a hero.
I'm gonna gamble. I'm gonna say I'm gonna use a free action and say, "Hello, we're lost. We found this entrance, and I'll have my hands up as I'm walking around the corner. So I'm not armed. We're just and I'm gonna come round, and I'm gonna sort of like move to here if I can.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
And like I said, I've got my hands up.
Yeah. Purdy at that point, she's going next, and she just says, "Oh my." Newman, you're next.
Free action respond to Purdy if I can. I just want to like put my hand up to my mouth like a shushing motion. And then I want to take up the place where Minx was against the wall, just prepared to shoot around if I need to.
Okay.
But not.
Minx, you don't have a weapon out, don't you?
No.
Yeah.
No, my holster weapon is on my hip.
Okay.
His weapon's right here. That's all he needs. Right here.
Okay.
Whatever.
And
I have psionic powers.
and
Outside of this.
and Hammond, you're next on 20.
I want to verify between the steps. Is it a wall or is it a rail?
Wall, yeah.
It's a wall. Okay.
There is a rail.
Right.
There is a handrail that goes around it, but
But it's okay.
this part here is just
It's blocked off. I
Yeah.
can't just look
Correct.
around.
Yeah.
Pop. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna get right behind, I'm gonna get right if Newman's right there, I'll probably.
I did want to ask because you didn't move my token and I didn't move my token. I was just making sure that I was able to shush and also move.
yes, yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure.
so you can move yourself down. Yeah.
I'll just make sure the order for my my droid is to retreat. And
Yeah,
I
and
will-
so the guard on 16 sort of like changes her fire target from the drone to you, Minsk, and holding it out, she says over what appears to be her communication, "We have intruders in the base. Intruders in the base." She then sees the drone backing up. Do you want to take it quickly round the corner so it's out of sight?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the drone sort of like moves around, and she sort of like sees it goes and retrains her weapon onto you, Minsk, and she sort of like uses her full action of words to say things like, put your hands against the wall, put your hands against the wall. Do not come down the stairs. Do not come down the stairs. And then you hear her say again, "This is the entrance. We have intruders on the base. Intruders on the base." And that's the end of combat round 1, turn 1. So we come to 2. And it's you, Minsk.
I'll nod to her, and as I'm lowering my hand to put them against the wall, because that's what you do, I'm going to flip out my blaster pistol, which is already set to stun, and I'm going to pew her.
Okay, so you're firing from the hip, aren't you? So remember, it'll be a hard roll
Yeah,
because you're doing
yes,
all in one action.
Yeah. Hate that for the first move. But it's going to be done. Oh, come on, where are you? Sneaky shot. Oh.
Yeah, you fire
Ooh.
you fire a shot of her. Are you looking it or anything?
No, because it was off the hip, and I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping that people have heard it, and yeah.
Yeah, well, no, your weapons are not silent. So Minsk fires off a shot at the guard. Purdy goes, and Newman, you're up. You
Cover's
know,
blown. It's time to. Oh wait, no.
yeah, you know that Minsk has just fired his blaster.
Yep, cover's blown. I'm ready to shoot. I'm gonna peer around the corner with my medium blaster. I'm gonna take a shot at this lady.
Okay, then.
I have to use my basic training for this.
Oh, no.
This is not the law. I want to use a point of luck to save my friend.
Okay.
And I'll have to re-roll it.
You certainly will.
The luck gods don't love me.
Oh, no, they
But they do.
They're cool with you.
they
are
a brilliant
cool
roll.
They do love you, and she's going to quite naturally try to take cover down this bottom part. And she will move security blaster here. And she fails her roll, so which means that you will get a shot off at her. You're on stun, aren't you?
Correct.
So constitution size 12. Okay then. Just pop that in there. So I've got that. Okay then. Yes. So you'll have a special and then hit location and damage. And remember that damage goes off her pool and until she's knocked unconscious. Yeah. So
I think I want to use duck back.
okay, so you will immediately be back round the corner.
Yeah, because Newman's always using cover. And then the hit location, therefore, would be a D20, right in the 15.
Ouch! Right in the 15.
Which is my right arm.
Yep.
But I don't know if it's her right arm.
There's no difference for females. You know, they share the same hit location.
So do I just roll damage?
You just
then?
just literally just roll damage as usual.
Do the luck gods love me? No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yeah. So you hit her, and you're not aiming for anything of importance, and it sort of like grazes her a bit, or it's sort of like it doesn't draw blood or anything. It just sort of like paps her with almost like a paint gun round, something similar to that, as it jabs in, and she sort of like staggers a slight bit, but she's absolutely fine. And Hammond, you're on 20.
Okay. I'm going to bust around the corner as well and shoot with my
Okay, so you'll have
my stunned pistol.
Yeah, so you'll have to come around to here. So Newman, you are ducked back. So you're literally not a target that I can fire at when it comes to my turn.
Oh no.
Hammond, fire your weapon.
I'm gonna fire it for sure, bros. Bam.
Whoa! Nice.
The luck gods do like
Yeah.
you.
So you've got.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I can't actually. I got no action points left because I've used my 2. First one to do all the talking. Second one to try to avoid Newman shots. So you'll have 2 specials, one of which can be, or both of them could be crits, and then hit location and damage.
So both specials are I'm gonna go full,
Max damage.
stun damage,
Yeah.
max damage or was stun.
Yeah.
Head.
Okay then. So so roll your what's your maximum damage? Is that 8?
8, yeah.
8, cool.
To the head.
Yeah, you sort of like whack her again, and she's staggering a bit at the moment. It doesn't look like she's going to be up for much longer at all, and she's just sort of like, she's got no actions left, so she's just doddering around. The drone continues on its movement and goes round the corner, and we come into combat round 2. Turn 1, and Minsk, we're up to you.
A blaster pistol in hand,
Yeah.
and I've seen what Hammond's done, and I nod approvingly. I will fire a shot at her.
Yeah, so this would be standard for you now because you're not
Yep.
firing from a hit.
Which makes no difference whatsoever.
You could look at it.
But you know,
Anthony,
giving
you
you
did
all the
worse.
looks. Yeah, well, no, I'll just reverse it, but that's a bad roll for reversing.
Yeah, but it's not opposed.
Success.
It's not opposed,
Yeah.
right? So in that case, yes, I will reverse that then with
Yeah,
a luck point.
It means that it's just a differential roll, so it's like so she can use one of her. She can try to duck, take cover around this bottom, and she does. So she's going to take half damage from you. You don't need to worry about a hit location when you're stunning, but you also have you don't have a special, so I just need your damage, and then we'll half it.
The blaster pistol is incoming. Oh my goodness,
Ouch.
a 1. Do you want to half that?
I'll take it. I'll give you a benefit of the doubt, and I'll just take 1. And then that's Purdy's doing nothing. Newman, you're up next.
I feel like we both got our pistols set to super, super low stun.
Yeah.
Our one shots here.
It's
You
like
need to max
tickle.
that.
A little surprised that Hammond ran around the corner, but I guess I'll come on back out. If I step out, will I be able to have a view of her, or is she too far behind cover from my angle?
Yeah, once you're both, unless you use duck back, if she had used a special and duck back, then you wouldn't be able to see her, but she was just taking cover. So it's that idea that they're coming out firing, getting back in again, coming out firing. So you just shoot, you come around and fire. But if, say for example, you had not come around the corner, then I wouldn't be able to see you because you took cover. You ducked back, so you're out of firing range. So yeah, so you can roll it to hit roll and then damage.
I'm going to shoot my silly little blaster. 6.
Yeah, that hits. So just do your.
Would you like to?
Just do.
I mean, you can use an action point to dodge me. I think right now, can't
Oh,
you?
I can. Yes.
I'm just putting it out there if you want to. Just setting up Hammond for the slam dunk.
Let's see if she can take cover. Oh no! She doesn't. Has anybody used any luck yet?
I used one.
No!
I did use
Yeah.
one.
So
I used one to hack in this place.
oh, cool. So
We've all used one. You
Yeah.
got 3.
So I've got 3. So I'll reverse that then.
What you need is some of these look cards.
And revert it back to
Yeah.
So she will take half stun damage of your weapon, Newman.
Oh, yeah, that would be. I guess I should just click the button.
Are you ducking back as your special, by the way? Oh no, I'm sorry, you won't get a special because we both succeeded.
And I would have wanted marksman if I had succeeded. So
Cool.
3.
3, so that was 1.5, which I'll round it up to 2. And she only had 2 points left in her combat pool. So she slumps to the ground. Would you like to roll a 1d4 and a d20 for me, Newman?
Here's your D4.
Whoa!
Here's a D20. Right in the leg.
Right in the leg.
Sizzle fry.
Let's see. Right. 5, wasn't it, in the left leg?
She's gonna be walking very wonky for a while.
Yeah. She's actually got a serious wound in that leg. Oh, hang on, I did that wrong. I took off. She's got a light wound in that leg. I took off 5, but it's 4, isn't it? The first one. So yeah, she's now out and unconscious. She's not actually dead. She's literally unconscious. Okay then. What would you like to do, people?
We got to start moving quick.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to approach her. I'm going to take comm, so her radio or whatever she's using. I'm going to use that to monitor where their communications and where they're going.
Okay. Anybody else
and then also
wish to do anything?
I move up with Hammond there to with my blaster, preparing to guard him while he searches a.
I'm also going to grab any security cards or anything she might have on her, and then maybe with Newman's help pull her aside to over here where she's just out of view of the doorway.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I was going to ask Purdy to come round and stabilise her if she's seriously wounded.
No, she's fine. She's
All right, okay.
She's unconscious, but she's not dead. Okay, so
She's fine.
So you, Hammond, you sort of like check through her pockets and her uniform, etc. She doesn't seem to have any security pass on her. You do disconnect the you take the communication device. You do have an earpiece. You notice that the actual microphone is subdermal, so it's underneath. It's been implanted into her, and you can you sort of like start to drag her over, her unconscious body over, and it's as you are dragging her over that you notice that there's a beep 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 beep, and you notice that almost like a red alert has sort of like flooded the corridor. You can hear over the base's communications that you can hear them saying about intruders in the base. This is not a drill. Level 4 incursion. It's sort of like you can hear that they're saying to your posts. This is not a drill, to your post, etc., etc. There's nobody saying, quick, stand out in front of that door and get ready to fire when they come out. They're quite professional, so they're not saying everybody to the staff lounge that is on the second corridor to the left. It always talks about their posts, and or this is not a drill, and it seems that it's quite consistent as you go through.
I have an idea, and Newman, I'm going to need Newman's help on this one. Newman, I'm going to give you the telecom. You understand security, and I'm assuming you know how to speak correctly English. I want you to confuse them. I want you to make it look like we're not where we actually are. Sound good?
I'll do my best.
I thought it was a subdermal mic, though.
It is.
Huh? It's a what?
It's a
Why didn't you tell me that, doctor?
The mic is planted into her neck. It's subdermal.
Well, can I just like maybe connect it with our comm situation, like our mic?
I don't think we have enough time for that.
You know, it's essentially like go from one Bluetooth option to another. Does that make sense?
If you want to, you'll need to do electronics roll. You'll probably need Purdy as well to open the connection so you can get at the microphone underneath. Purdy can do that.
I would just I'll just take the the earpiece, I guess. Then
Totally get what you're doing, but with the mic being implanted, it's
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the earpiece
Yeah.
then and just listen and see if they're going a certain direction, maybe it's something we can avoid, or just know where they're stationed.
I'm going to turn back to everybody and say I think speed is of the essence here.
Okay.
And yeah,
So
let's confused by moving around more.
would I have to do a perception roll to see if there's like a big 4 anywhere saying that this is level 4?
The stairs don't go down again. If there are any other stairs, then it's in the base. While all this is happening, Newman and Hammond, you get the guard over there. You checking things and things like that. Minsk and Purdy, you comes down, and the door, Minsk, in front of you opens.
Oh,
Is it a sensor? Is it opening because I'm here, or is it opening because somebody else? Is, right. She's been reborn.
She's been reborn. Hang on, because I have some others. Let me just find them. Right. I use this one because this is this is somebody. Let me just copy that. It's not a problem because there's 2 of them. This is you. Ba, ba, ba. Hang on. Right, she's on the wrong layer. You should be able to see her now.
There's 2 of them.
It's fun. Same helmet, but that's fun.
Because they're security guards.
Yeah, well, I like their security helmets.
Yeah, I think they have nice security helmets. Okay, then.
Do they have like a laser tag like gym down here or something? Is that what?
Let's roll some initiatives.
No, I want to keep my initiative. Last time it was really good.
Yeah.
I'm going to get an 11.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
12.
Oh,
Who knows?
I got the same again. No, I got exactly.
Oh, I got better.
I got one more.
No, we'll use the old ones. Right,
I got 2 better than last time.
Newman, what are you doing, man?
I'm the only one who got hurt in this reroll.
Minsk, what would you like to do?
Hi, we're locked now. As soon as I see them, their guns are going to be out. I'm going to assume. I'm just going to shoot.
Very much so. And as the door opens, you can see that there seems to be a long corridor going down to it. There's no sort of like turn or anything like that. So go for it. Roll your. Which one would you like to fire at?
I'm going to go for the. I'm going to go for this one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because she's the same as the other one.
Cool. Okay then.
Oh gosh.
That's a miss. Unless you want to look at it.
No, I'm not. Oh. Go on, I'll look it. I will look it.
Okay.
And I'm going to reverse it if that's okay, which should hopefully be.
So that'll give you 37, yeah.
Yeah.
And she will try to take cover around the corner. Ooh.
Oh,
nice. Very nice.
She does. Just roll. Are you stunning?
Yes.
Yeah, so just roll your damage, but halve it, because she's in cover, so she took partial cover at that.
Oh,
so it's
the same one, isn't it?
Ouch! Sorry, I should
So
say.
what again?
I don't know why we bought these toy stun guns.
No.
I mean, the lights are fun and they flash, but it doesn't seem to do much.
Yeah,
mine doesn't go pew pew. Mine goes purr.
Newman has a stun baton though, right? Doesn't he?
I was gonna ask about that when my turn comes. I was debating on if it takes a whole turn to draw my stun baton while dropping the pistol. That might not be worth it. Might be better just shoot.
Do you know what amazed me?
I do want to thrash.
Do you know what amazed me? Is that you didn't ask, you didn't go into conflict with Angel Bright about it. You could have talked around.
Paying us.
I know. Do you know what? I'm considering opening on the security guards anyway. because of security guards.
Yeah, yeah, you don't.
They signed a contract.
Yeah.
They signed a
Yeah.
contract. It's on them.
Hammond, you're up.
I'm going to go for the one on the left.
Right, hang on, because you're going to have to draw your weapon, aren't you?
Oh, am I? Okay.
Yeah, because
Then I have
you've
to-
dragged this person over, etc., etc. So you draw your weapon. That'll be on that 22. You can draw it and shoot, but it will be a hard roll rather than a standard roll.
I'll just draw it.
Okay, cool. And now it's moi. This one is going to, the one that fired at you, Mint. You fired at her. She's going to fire back at you. Security blaster, boom. Yeah, she will hit if you would like to. There's nowhere that you can really take cover.
No, I can't take cover anyway. I'm on the stairs, aren't I?
Yeah, so you're going to have to evade if you wish to avoid the shot.
Let's see, evade. Oh, that really good skill of mine. Every character in the system has the same evade. Right. Okay. Yeah, I will evade. No, I'm not. I'll take it like a man.
You're going to take it like a man.
Right.
So she.
They're not stunning either. Oh my god, that's my head again.
Why are you always getting hit in your head? This
Stop
is the
hitting my
third
head. Stop
time.
hitting my head. Stop hitting
Did
my
you get
head.
hit in the head at the bar fight?
Yes, I did.
Gut first. Gut first. He got punched in the gut and then hit on the head.
And then,
Remember, you got 4 points of armor on because your hood's up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
luckily she does 1 point of damage.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't do anything, luckily.
Yeah, and
But
the
yes.
other security guard sees Purdy and fires a shot off at Purdy, but misses her altogether. Or maybe
Sturdy.
it just like rebounded off her reflective skin.
Yeah.
So
Or maybe she went, oh, it's only a robot. I don't like killing robots.
exactly. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe Purdy opened her eyes and she just got dazzled by the torchlight that shines out from it. Drone's fine. Newman, you're up.
So is it safe to assume I also put my gun away to drag?
You probably put it away to drag you out, so you can draw it and fire from the hip with, but it'd be hard. You can only actually hit the one in yellow rather than anything else.
And if I drew my stun baton, I would only be able to move up there with it.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gonna just have to fire from the hip.
Okay.
Here we go. It's going to miss.
No.
Or is it?
It hit.
Bam.
Now you're going to have a special if you max damage is a crit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can take any other special because it's stunned. There's not going to be a hit location. You're just going to do damage, and I'll deduct it off her.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
But I want to use duck back, but I'm not sure if I can
So
use the wall or the if there was railing in front of us. I was assuming there wasn't really railing there.
No,
for some
I
reason.
mean, there's no real place to duck down, but you can stay down on the floor if you wish. If you want to play that, say that you've been moving her, you know, and it comes out you were crouched down, you just fired straight away, or you can. There's no way, no place to technically duck back at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm probably using the wall as best I can, anyways, to reduce. So I'm just. I don't think there's an effective special for this situation.
No.
Because marksman is my secondary. I like to be accurate.
Yeah, because you're stunning, it just has a global effect. So, well, roll.
I can't use pen down, can I?
Well,
Similar to press advantage.
I don't see why not, because there's still a pew pew coming out. Is pinned down meaning that I can't fire back? Is that the...
Forces the target to make an opposed test of their willpower against my attack roll. Failure means the target hunkers down behind whatever cover is available, cannot return fire on the next turn.
Okay, yeah, so we can do that. So do your stun damage first. Let's get that out the way first, because you might do a brilliant stun damage. No.
Better than usual.
Yeah.
I got like 8 shots in on that to get that much
what's
damage.
my roll? That is it willpower?
Gotta beat my 13, I think.
Was it willpower?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she makes it, but she doesn't actually beat your... Oh, hang on a minute.
She's got a heart of a lion.
Yeah, because yours was... I was looking at the 72, but it wasn't. It was a 13. Yeah, so it's good tactic. I like the tactic, but yeah, no, she's still up there and ready to party. Okay, we're going to turn 2 now, and Minsk, we're up with you. You can see them both, by the way.
I'm going to use a free action for this turn if I can.
Round, yeah.
And round, yeah. And I'm going to say, go live on the guards, and I'm going to shoot this. I'm still going to have to use stun because it'll take an action to turn stun off, will it?
I think it takes a free action to swap.
Oh, well, I've just used my free action anyway to talk, just to say that. So I'll do that next turn. So yes, and I will take another shot.
Yeah, which one? Yellow or normal?
No, normal again.
Yep.
I'll stick with the same target.
Brilliant.
Because they can see the yellow, I can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. Here we go. No, again, this is not my forte.
No, it's
That's
not.
what I'm gonna say.
It's not.
Yeah.
And it amazes me that you're always out in the open when
I know. Yeah.
So you fire off a pew pew. Hammond, you're... Yeah. Hammond, you're up next. You can fire now if you wish.
Yeah. Should we still be on stun? I'm not taking off stun. I'll see you on stun.
You've got a
go
free action. You could take it off stun if you wish. You haven't used your free action yet.
No, I'll...
What did you
I'll
shout,
be a good boy.
Minsk?
I shouted, "Go live on the guards."
Oh, well. I'm going for the left one, the one I was going before.
Yeah. Is this still on stun?
Yeah.
Okay, then she will use her final action to try to move out of the way and take cover. She doesn't make it, so I need some damage from you. You do have a special if you want to use a special, but you could use pin down if you want, like Newman did. But do your damage first so I can see how much she takes.
Our blaster pistols are the worst.
I know, you're the worst around. Okay, then therefore this goes on to me. So the yellow guard fires at you, Newman, because you look tough. And
Thank you.
Oh no, the yellow can't, sorry, because she's got no actions left. And neither of them have got actions left.
I appreciate their view of me, though. That makes me feel like a good menace.
So Newman, you're up.
Newman might be confused by the go live on them. He's gonna keep stunning. Here's my basic training shot. Pew.
Go on, you know you want to.
That makes me feel worse about this. Yeah, I'm gonna have a point to get a 29.
29, yeah. So you can use pin down if you wish.
I would love to.
But
pin down, and here's the damage.
What do you do?
have to take these guns.
You're going to have to do something
Vendor.
with them, I tell you.
I feel like Hammond put on a special mod to make them even more blasty, but somehow it's just backfired on us a bit, and it's just making it much more fuel efficient or energy efficient.
Yeah, they're really good.
I put it on eco-friendly.
Yeah, they're eco-friendly, but that's all. Okay then. But 1 second. I just need to do a roll here. Okay. Here it comes. 97. Mal takes a shot. He's crouched down. He's sort of like using Purdy as cover and firing, sort of like come around, and he fires round, but he missed as well. So we're going back up to the top of the round, and we are round 2, turn 1, and Minsk, you are up. I can't hear you.
Right. Oh, sorry, my mute was, yeah. So I can't flick off, so I don't have a free action yet till next turn, do
No,
I?
you do now. You
All
have,
right, sorry.
you have one
which
free
case-
action per combat round.
Right,
So-
brilliant. In which case, stun off,
Whoa!
and let's see if this makes a difference.
Which one?
The same one again, this
Oh,
one on the right.
Hang on. Did I roll my pin down for yellow?
You didn't, but I wasn't going to call you on it.
Yeah, you should call me.
I
on
was
it.
feeling confident about our destruction.
So it's her willpower, isn't it? What was your attack roll?
29.
Oh! Ooh!
Don't forget to put a point in it.
She just clocked out.
So-
she clocked out. She's taking a break. She's on a lunch break.
Okay.
Lights up a cigarette.
And
I'm
what
done.
I'm going to say, because she fumbles dramatically, I could get her to run away, but that would actually be worse for you. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say that she takes the 4 points of her combat pool, and she actually gets knocked unconscious on the floor. So she is out of it. We just be ready with Live and Let's Die. Live and Let's Die.
Let's die.
And
We
this is,
can't do any more though, guys. We're gonna get sued.
and this is,
Can't do
and it's actually, we're rated. This is Live and Let's Die is the group that Professor Chuckles plays with.
Oh, got it.
Oh, I can't hear my Professor Chuckles. I don't know if you. I don't know whether I. Professor Chuckles. It was a bit.
There's some bad rolls from the GM. I'm liking that you're taking all the bad rolls.
Oh,
Well, no, because we've given him plenty to start off with. It's kind of balanced out now.
yeah. So she's now unconscious, and sorry, Minsk, you missed, didn't you?
No, I've not fired yet.
Okay, then go for it.
Yeah, so safety off. Yes, I missed.
Okay,
Oh,
so
dear.
you fire away and hit the door or the door frame or the door jump. Brilliant.
Can I ask? I do want to ask this. Don't you have basic training at a higher percentage?
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, I feel like
I-
basic training is probably a 25 for Minsk.
Yeah, my basic,
is it?
my basic's
Yeah.
21.
Oh, okay.
That's because
Got
his strength and dexterity are so low.
Yeah,
Got it,
I'm
okay.
just. No, my
I was
strength,
wondering why.
my
I
strength
put
is low. My
points
dex
in
is yeah.
basic training. I put points in basic training, so that's why it's higher. But you didn't when you made
No.
your character.
No,
No,
because he's a
I-
lover, not a shooter.
Yes, he's a talker, not a walker. Yeah.
No,
One of these
never
days you might
mind.
hit your target.
And at that point, we'll stop. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Hammond, you can fire at the person on the corner of the door. This one.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it then.
Are you clicking off stun?
No, I will follow my initial orders
Okay.
for now.
Okay, go for it. Roll away. Oh, that's a miss. Do you wish to use point luck? Re-roll it.
No, I'm gonna save my luck for later, just in
Okay.
case.
Um,
Hang on, Hammond, don't you have basic training? Oh.
ouch! Ouch!
Yeah,
Okay,
I think there's a lot of sweat in my brow. I had to wipe off. That's what it was.
that was it. Yeah. We'll go with that, shall we? Just to for some unknown reason, I've got a box that's popped up from OBS Live, but it won't be a matter. I can carry on without it. It's not coming onto the screen. Okay, then. So this person here, she's heavily outnumbered now, so she's going to make a willpower check to see whether or not she surrenders. She's not going to run away. She's not feared. She's just going to see whether or not she wants to stand and fight, which she doesn't. She's seen her friend over here go down, and she's sort of like, you know, in the crossfire, etc. She sort of like puts the pistol down and holds up her arms in a surrendering way. Yeah, so Minsk, you'll probably... so just out of interest, Zach, you still have an action to do on this round. Is there anything you want to do after she's surrendered? Do you want to shoot her? Do you want to keep her? Do you want to walk up to her?
If I'm seeing her surrendering, then I think Zach would shout or maybe snarl something like, call off the others. Tell them on your microphone, call them off.
Okay.
While pointing my gun at her still.
Yeah. So do you have an intimidation roll?
I don't.
So this is this is going to be an influence roll. Because she's outnumbered, I will make it easy for you. And plus, I'm being kind tonight. So
that is actually very kind to my poor speaking skills. It probably sounds, if I fail, it's a lot more that he probably just sounds like, let's see if I can be understood. Nope.
You could if you use a point of luck.
No, I'd rather go with the snarling at this point.
Yeah, she sort of like looks over to you as you snarl and spit gets showered from your mouth. She's left the blaster down. Minx, you're probably the one to almost like take over this.
I'll casually walk up to her and I'll say, what my eloquent friend was trying to say is call them off.
Okay, yeah.
Say the situation is contained. All's fine.
So you can see, once you get to this point, you can see the long corridor. And you can see that it seems to go down into a crossroads. And you can see that there's 2 more guards further down. Behind the corners, taking cover on the corners, aiming up the corridor towards you. Roll your influence skill. You can have an easy, if it matters.
Needed.
Yeah, and she sort of like, and you hear it in your earpiece, Hammond, as well. She sort of like says, "I've surrendered. We must call you off, and that's what she does at that point. Mal and Angel Bright will come further down the stairs, and so will Purdy. Newman and Hammond, is there anything that you would like to do?
Let me talk. I want to talk to Newman and Minsk privately. I'll probably get closer to them.
Yeah.
Should we hold them Looks like we got some friends down the corridor a bit. Should we hold these people hostage? Let's tell them put down their weapons, so that way we don't have to run into a firefight.
The sad thing is, my friend, is that these will be classed as collateral damage. They wouldn't give a damn about them, unlike us. And I'm trying to enforce that because she stood right there in front of me.
Correct.
So I'm pushing that forward.
Mhm.
And you know, our job here was to come and cause no harm to the people here.
Oh, well, they don't know that. Well,
Sadly, no, they do not know this.
yeah.
And again, I'm accentuating what I'm saying in front of her, but not
Mhm.
looking at her.
Yeah.
You know, we're only here to sedate them, not to kill them. Oh, was that seduce?
I'm gonna sedate them.
Yeah. This is actually kind of
There's-
weird James Bond thing with all female guards, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
Sending this
Yeah.
stuff.
Obviously.
I just like the idea of you all getting your butts kicked by
By a bunch of girls.
yeah.
Thus far, it has not been the case, but doesn't
No.
mean it's yeah.
Well, speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Uh.
But how long is the corridor in Wills?
Right. So your counters are on it, but you're not sort of like going down it or anything at the moment. So this is what it looks like. These.
So we're more up here.
Yeah. You're just so currently it's about 42 meters down to it. These here are the sorry, wrong. These are the doors that are open, and that's where the two guards are taking cover. One here, and one here. Does that give you enough information?
Captain, you can maybe insinuate that they are outnumbered, and maybe from there, hopefully, maybe they'll just not shoot us. But it's probably not going to happen.
Well, to be fair, sir, my friend, they are outnumbered anyway. But our goal here is not to destroy the place or not to harm anybody. It's literally to find where I left my keys. It's to find what we need to find, and that's it.
Okay,
so
so you can, if you wish, Minsk is try to initiate some kind of negotiation for surrender, if you wish.
bit of dialogue.
Yeah, so that would be an extended conflict. Each round taking, say, about a minute. So your combat pool would be your charisma, and then you can either use influence, deceit, or insight, whichever one's is bigger for you. I would have thought influence, but each round would take a minute.
Do we have time for that?
This is the thing, you see, it's all time sensitive, aren't we?
Yeah. Should we just go guns a blazing?
Why don't we get this young lady here to walk in front of us?
Yeah.
As we walk down the corridor, single file.
Hold her, Newman. That'll be my best.
Would
Yeah.
would you be happy with that, Newman, to do that?
Newman, roll your law skill.
Breaking the law.
I'm confused.
Morals don't seem to have
The only thing that you sort of like all figure out is that they're not going to stay in that location as you walk down with a prisoner. They're probably backup as well.
Yeah. Which is fine. You might need that. They might back up into an area where we can actually shoot them.
I'm going to flick my. Well, I will flick my gun back onto stun.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's do it. Can you, Hammond? How about if you send your drone down as fast as it can, just to distract them, and we'll come in behind,
All right, I'll do that.
or we'll get Purdy to walk in front.
Just burst through. They distract a bit.
What do we do with this here guard?
Correct.
kindly
yeah.
surrendered.
Let's tie her up now while she's here. Do you have anything to tie her up with? Any? We don't have
Let's
any.
have
Do they have handcuffs on them?
No,
Any?
Actually,
No restraints.
she might have a restraint actually.
humans
But I
probably.
think
If you wanted tie her up, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't. That you probably got something around to
zip
tie
ties
her
and whatnot.
hands up.
Zip time. I think we mentioned me having zip ties
Yeah,
when we
absolutely
were dealing
fine.
with the thugs in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll zip tie her then. Make sure all their weapons are taken away from them so they don't shoot us in the back.
Mhm.
Only headbutt us in the back, I guess. So.
So is the idea to fly the drone down first? And how far is the drone going to be down before you start running after them, after it?
Almost like 1 or 2 seconds.
Oh, so you're going to be practically behind the
We're-
drone.
Yeah, it's going to go off at high speed, and we're going to.
It's the point is we wanted to distract them just a bit so that way when we blitz them at the same time, they don't have time to react to their mistake.
Unless Zach has a better idea, because you're our tactical person, really, aren't you?
Yeah, he's made his law role, so
Oh,
I'm
so
not a
he's-
tactical person. I just have worked as a law enforcer
Mm.
for years. I didn't do any like raids, I don't imagine. A lot of
okay. So you
Yeah.
you sort of like Angel Bright and Mal sort of like seem a bit concerned, and so you send the drone down. Is the drone piloting itself, I presume?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you send the drone down first at full speed, I think you said.
Mm. Has anybody seen the end of Butch and Sundance?
I hate to think. But
did they all get slaughtered by security guards?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Is it by the Mexican army?
So it has its own pilot skill of 50%. So just roll a percentile dice because you're asking it to do something that it doesn't normally do. Full speed for this sensor drone is not huge. Just to let you know.
I'm going to use my last point of luck on that one.
Cool.
And
so you're sort of like behind it as it starts to go down. Are you just following it? Is that going to be the plan? Or are you firing? Are you shooting? I know that the drone's going first, then you are going after it, but that's...
So, yeah, because I'm assuming if I could be wrong, but both, they're like here and here.
Yeah, they're,
right around the corner.
They're in cover there. Yeah.
So I'm going to get into an angle. So as it flies by, hopefully distract them. I'm gonna get like right around here, so I'm angled to shoot the guy.
Got ya.
And if Newman probably be doing something similar.
Okay, so you get halfway down the corridor, and they open fire at the drone and you guys. So back into turn order. Hang on, let me just get rid of these. You can re-roll the drone one as well. So yeah, let me put my security guard.
Do I have to?
You can leave it at 13. I'm quite happy for that to happen.
Because it can only go 2 points higher, and I don't want to risk that.
Let's see if I do a Newman. Oh, no!
Hey guys, let's see if I do a Newman.
I'm probably gonna screw this one up.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yay for me.
Minsk.
I'm not in nines and
He's
tens.
fast with a trigger, but he just can't aim that
Aim
trigger.
for anything,
where it
yeah.
needs to go.
That's exactly what he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hammond, what's your innate bonus?
13.
So I go first with 14.
No.
That goes there. Drone goes there. Okay then. So this is round one, combat round one, turn one. Minsk, I'm going to say that you can see that these people are going to fire, so you don't have
Yep.
to wait for their round or anything. So
Uh,
you're having to fire round Hammond.
It's going to be difficult, isn't
Yeah.
it? So let me just measure the distance because my little gun doesn't have the range.
Ooh.
37 meters. Gosh, what's that going to be? Oh, it's going to be long range for me. 5, 15, 90. I'll still take a shot.
Yeah, it should be medium range for us blaster people.
Yeah, it's mine's a palm blaster,
Yeah,
so it's
yours.
shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
because it's going to be a hard roll.
we hard rolls. That's a miss. Yeah.
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 So you fire off your shot. Right. The guards go next. The first one, they're quite naturally firing at the drone, since that's leading the way. That one hits because I'll use one of my points of luck to reverse it, and the second one hits as well. So these shots are going into the actual drone.
I'm going to buy hand the new drone.
I think it's
2 new drones.
here we go. So a first one does 7, and second one does.
Whoa, these blasters, they work.
Yeah. My
Oh
blasters
God.
work. I don't know what's wrong with your blasters. I tell you.
Oh, hang on. There's an on switch.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't forget to press the on switch. Surveillance, isn't it? So you have 2 points of armor, which reduces it to 10, and then it only has 4 points of damage, 4 hit points. So they sort of like blast it. They're not on stun, just so you know, and they both fire, and the drone sort of like goes like that and hits a wall and goes down and skids down, and yeah. You can. We'll assume that if you survive this bit, you'll pick it up and take it with you.
I'll get you a shiny new black one.
Yeah. Yes. Hammond, you're up.
I'm gonna move forward to, or no, I don't have to move forward actually.
You're at the moment. You are running down the corridor, so you can just carry on and fire if you wish.
Yeah, I'll fire. And fire at the one in front of me if I can, or the one over here to the right, whichever one. Can I fire at both, like one or other? They're not covered by anything.
Oh, they both have the ability to go into cover around the side of the door. So,
okay.
But if you get a special and if you get a special, you can use pin down to keep them there. Just to let you know, please remember that there's sort of like red lights and sirens going off all over the place when you're doing this. The base is definitely into sort of something like red alert. Yeah, go on. Fire away. Fire away, fire away.
High five.
Left or right?
I'm going. I'll go left.
Okay. So she takes cover. So I need a.
Is it a pose roll when they take cover?
No. Combat's a differential roll. So you're looking at difference in successes. So, for example, if you have got a crit and I got a standard, then you would have got a special, so forth and so on. If I'd got a fail and you got a standard, you would have got a special. So because we both succeeded, you do half damage. So I need a hit location and a damage roll. Just to let you know, any hit locations that sound a bit strange, I'm going to move it onto the right side of the body because that's the side that's actually being hit at the moment. This is number 5.
8 should be abdomen.
Yeah, so that's cool.
And then let's see what happens with the damage.
So do some damage. 8 points into her abdomen. Okay. That takes it down. That means that she has a serious wound there. So this is her endurance check. And you shoot her and she passes out unconscious, bleeding out on the floor. The drone's dead. So Zach Newman, there's one left.
Yeah, well, I guess if I have a line of sight of him, I'm gonna try and shoot a shot.
Yeah. Is this still your blaster, or are you reverting to your?
My blaster. I think I missed the memo where we're going murder mode.
So it's still on stun, yeah.
Yeah. 27.
That's good.
Thank you.
That I hit. This security guard quite naturally had tried to get out the way.
Of course.
Yeah. So that would be normal damage. You can do pin down if you wish.
I would love to do pin down. Wait, no, they succeeded. I wouldn't get a special, would I?
Oh yes, no, correct. Yeah, sorry, you're correct. Okay, so just do some
down, though.
Just do some damage to me.
That was the cat.
4.
To the 19, and yeah, Mulberry's dancing around trying to press buttons.
Oh, I don't know. Pew pew. Just shoot her.
Hammond's eco-friendly laser noises.
Okay,
Ew.
so that's the end of turn 1. So we're going up now to turn 2. Minsk, you're up. You can
Same again.
Yeah, so it'll be a hard roll because you're everybody I presume is moving, so you'll probably be in a little bit better firing range.
I'll just do a quick.
The only thing that it will affect would be your whether or not you can choose hit location, etc. So
Yeah, just a question. But mine says 5, 15, 90. So does that 15 go from 15 to 90?
yeah, and then 90. So
So to be fair, it is medium range then, yes,
Yeah.
which is
So
not ordinary, isn't it?
yeah, so yeah, but you've got the hard roll because you're firing through Hammond.
That's right. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if it's medium, then the only difference in range is if it's long range, you only do half damage. And I think you need to be in short range to choose the critical hit location.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So roll away. Whoa, my
God.
giddy ant.
It must have been here, not finishing time.
It must be.
Finally.
Wow. You hit. I've got no actions left. So you need to you could do a special, which you can pin me down if you wish, but then I need a hit location and damage.
Yeah. Definitely pinned down. Hit location is going to be 17.
Ooh, my arm.
Left arm.
My left
Actually,
arm.
works out nice that, yeah.
Yeah.
Damage wise, here we go.
Ouch.
Oh my God, 8.
Right. That.
Bear in mind, my stun was turned off again.
So that takes it down
Oh, do I turn it on or off?
your firing live shot.
That's right.
Yeah, that takes it down to -4, which from 4, which means that's a major wound. So she's out of combat. She can't fire back. Let's see if it takes her arm off. What was your original? Well,
At 19.
yeah,
Your arm's off, girl.
she fails her roll.
Oh no.
Altogether. So she's virtually out of action, but also she's unconscious on the floor. She's
So once I see that, I'm going to look over to Purdy and say, Purdy, can you stabilize them both?
Just because I like this security guard, I'm just going to use one of my points of luck to re-roll her endurance again to see whether or not she can actually save her arm, but she can't.
Even worse.
So if you move your cells down, I'll make a Purdy roll. What does Purdy want to do?
It's just to stabilize them, if possible.
So she can stabilize them. I'm not going to do a roll for her. She's 98%, so I can't imagine. Oh, I shouldn't I? She might do a
You should
fumble.
do it.
She might do a fumble and kill her, which would be
Syringe in the eye.
which would be so funny. No, she stabilizes her. So as you get to this crossroads, you can see that there's three other exits out. There's one directly opposite you that looks like the main corridor, but there are two either side heading off. And I think that's going to be. Let's decide which way you're going first, and then we'll stop it.
Are the doors open on the other three?
No, they're all shut.
Oh.
Do I hear anything from the comms that might insinuate what direction more security forces might be coming up?
This might be the post they're talking about.
Yeah, you probably think that is the idea. This is sort of like this stopping place. You can't hear anything over comms at all, i.e. it's not because you're deaf or something like that. There seems to be no comms chatter at all.
Okay.
Maybe the place only had 5 guards.
If it's not that big, 5 guards might be all that is rational to have here.
Especially with kill corridors.
I feel like since there's 3 doors, we should each take a look through one, since we're a coordinated team, to see if there's any immediate threat. And then I vote from our bird's eye view, the left corridor.
Totally.
That's my vote.
Okay,
After we've cleared
so
danger.
if you move yourselves into the room to the doors that you're going to look at, and then I can tell you what's behind the doors, and then we'll leave it like that.
And we do it in like a show kind of way.
With music.
And what's behind door number 2?
Okay, so just to let you know, the doors to the left and the right, when you look down them, they seem to be a long straight corridor that then seems to open out into another crossroads, sort of like system. But it's quite it's not just a crossroad. Imagine a roundabout with 4 things coming off. It's a bit like that. And the one down to the south, who's looking through that?
That'd be me.
That one. Yeah, the one
Newman.
down to the south, when you look down the south, you can see that it goes down and there's a door at the end. You do notice that that door is openish. It looks like it might have been propped open. It seems to be open a little way, not completely, and all you can see through that crack in the door is some. It seems to be computers in there, if nothing else.
All right.
Oh, thank God for that. I was going to say you see
I like computers. I can do
red
computers.
laser.
Can I ask a quick question before we wrap up? Have we seen any cameras like in this room or in the hallways so far? Or would that be a separate roll to see if we've noticed any?
No, I'm quite happy to tell you. Yes, there's been cameras ever since the first door.
Okay.
So as soon as you started to come down the corridor, there's one here.
Gotcha.
Newman, you can also see one up here.
Makes me want to shoot them, but I won't waste ammo.
I'm fine.
Pistols.
Hammond, make an insight roll.
Things.
Yeah, it's very easy. you figured that's why the communication is down
Yeah.
or not working or silent.
Okay.
Because you've been picked up on security cameras. Okay, brilliant. Oh, you all said that I was hoping to finish tonight, but we obviously got one more session. We'll probably be able to finish it and then do some experience roles set up before we move back to Mithras Fantasy. I've got my character all ready to go. Well, I haven't really, but I'll just say that. Thank you to everybody it is a fighter though, Medivac, so
Thank you.
there's no worry. He's got some really fantastic armor, and he's a senior member of the Order of the Phoenix, the Red Order. So
It's a
Got two
she, and
Phoenix
she's only
Wars.
she's only like 12,
she is.
and she used to be a bluebird.
She her name's Melanie, and
Melanie.
apparently she's got orders for any red mage to serve her as if she's
You see her?
bring me
She has the moves.
Cyrus, bring me some water, please.
I'd rather just throw it at her.
Yeah.
I'll probably just spit in a cup and just give it to
Ah!
Oh no!
Fire mages.
Oh, yeah.
her.
It's all right. She'll be spitting in the cup back as well. Be a gobbing contest, I tell you. And thank you to everybody who came along before it just melts into a discussion that we don't want to have. Thank you very much for coming along and supporting the channel tonight. We really do appreciate it. Mithras and M-Space is quite a niche game, so it's always nice to have people along. And thank you for the raid, Professor Chuckles, with Live and Let Die, if you're still here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, we will see you next week or the next time we play. Well, we'll be able to find out what's behind door number 4. Until then, have fun, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay positive. See you later. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my giddy.